her eyes still closed, and no one knows the things behind her shut eyelids or any other things. I was blind and hoping, now my eyes are open. None of what I see makes sense. My mind's a fence, but I'm still singing. Ooh la 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 la, life goes on. I'm not done. When everything goes up in smoke, I'll be with the very heart you broke. There's combat in your voice when you are whispering in my ear. I hear you loud and clear, so filled with fear. The shoulda dones, the coulda beens, the woulda seen it coming. People, all of them are blind. Love's still hard to find. I'm singing, ooh la 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 la, life goes on, and I'm not done. And everything goes up in smoke. I love you with the very heart you. Ooh la 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 la, life goes on. I'm not done, no. When everything goes up in smoke, I love you with the very heart you broke. The truth's as big a lie as any other thing we say. Lies as big a sin as any other thing. Sins are as good a pastime as staring at the moon with you. Ooh la 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 la, life goes on, and I'm not done. I've loved you with the very heart you broke.
请在前面的同学看一下，上方密密麻麻全是小火架，它的高度。
5张、3张、4张，摆个换个姿势，5张、第6张。啊，对对对，这个姿势别动啊！来转一个姿势，你乱。
为往这下来，你没瞅着我拿起来。你看人是一条路啊，你说前面都是胡子。
Everybody's got a problem that they don't know how to solve. Like life don't make no sense at all. And everybody feels something that nobody feels. Hurting takes some time to heal. Everybody's got someone that they wish they could call. When tears turn into waterfalls, and everything keeps moving but you're standing still. Hurting takes some time to heal. Oh, oh, hurting takes some time to heal. Are you going through something that weighs on your mind? When any consolation isn't easy to find, but you never wanna show it and you keep it concealed. It takes some time to heal. Yes, hurting takes some time to heal. Hurting takes some time.
你这样摇，真的我也摇中间。
Took a long time to know what I wanted. Now I do, and I won't wait on you. Took a long time to know what I need. Now it's clear whenever you are near. Forever holding out for you. Took a long time to find what I was looking for, and when it did, it all fit together. Took a long time
Arriving at
to see
Yinxian
what
Line,
was in
please
front
get
of
ready
me.
to get off the train.
I can't
The doors will
run,
be
no matter how I try.